All right, so we're gonna try this again. All right, I think I finally got it. All right, so unfortunately, I'm gonna go back and start all over from scratch again. It's going to allow it to show you where I am right now. I made me some popcorn. So there's a little delay. I'm going to turn this audio down so I don't hear myself talking. So I've already outlined the blue, and what I said before is when you start this process, you need to determine which color you're going to use first, which color you're going to end with. So I'm going to do the blue first. So once I finish with the outline, I change it to short stitches, and I'm going to show you the difference between the density so that you can see what this number, how this number affects the quality of the stitches, or what the thickness of the stitches, the spacing. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and apply this. And I'm going to scoop this window over again. I'm using DesignShop. I've been using this software for like 5 years now. I'm going to have my my end and start over here. And then I'm going to turn on these. Well, maybe I should zoom in a bit so you can kind of see what's going on. All right, so right now we have it set to 3.8. That's what my default is. So I'm going to change this number to like 15.8. And I'm going to apply it. So I want you to see what's happening here. So what happens is the larger the number, the less dense it is, which means you can see through it, right? So it's very important that you understand the higher this number goes, the more space you see in between. Maybe that's what you're trying to do. We don't know. So it's up to you, literally, like how you want the spacing to be set up. But in my case, I need to make sure that it's covered like this. All right. So in order for us to do the colors underneath, I have to cut out this space, which they'll be on top of the blue. But you don't want to waste thread by allowing, or you don't want to waste thread and stack the new set of stitching on top of it. So it's very important to get in the habit of removing the thread that you don't need underneath, so you're not wasting thread. Basically, that's what you're doing, right? So what I normally do is I select the insert hole tool, and then see where the white is up here. I usually take the blue under the white, so when I do the white layer, it'll cover the blue. So I'll show you what I'm saying, what I mean. So we'll start over here in this section. We're going to remove the blue that's going to be under the white and under the yellow. Okay, so in order to stitch over it, the blue has to be moved inward. Okay, you'll see what I'm talking about. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go right outside or inside of the white. That way, when I do the white layer and the yellow layer, it will cover the blue because the blue is the bottommost layer, if that makes sense. So now we've removed the blue out of this area. And we'll do that for all of the sections in this video. Okay? So now, I don't really need this right now. we'll do the S in Southern, and I'll start down here, go up here, and then I'll just go around. This doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be above the blue, because you don't want the white and the blue to hit each other when it's stitching, because sometimes the fabric will move and your stitchings will be off, especially if you're learning how to put your fabric in. Sometimes we don't put it as tight as we should, and it will become loose and move, and then you'll have some issues with it stitching out properly. So I usually try to give it a little bit of room in order to take care of any movement in the fabric, or how fast you have it set up. A lot of different things will affect the stitching. Oh, I went too far. Should have stayed over here like this around the edges, because the next color will be yellow, and then we'll do white last. Okay, so I'll go ahead and fast forward through this part and not talk. Alright, so let's go here. Again, if you have any questions, you can put them in the comments section, and I will answer those live or after the fact, because sometimes people rewatch the video. And it took me almost 3 hours to figure out how to use the software properly to get my screen to show up. So I started and stopped it a couple of times, but now I think I got it figured out. So I shouldn't have problems in the future. I wanted to use this computer anyway because this is the one that I digitize on. Alright, so now I've cut out for the white and yellow on this side for the S and some of the university letter here. And then I'll go up here and I did it all. That's all of it. Okay, cool. So we've cut out we've cut out the blue so that we don't overstitch. So now we're gonna turn the stitches off here. And then we're gonna go back and start with our next color. Okay. So I usually just cut these off and just do the next color since the blue is already set up. Now we're gonna do this gold color. So this color here. And I usually start from the left and go to the right when I'm setting up. So let's zoom out close as we can get. And start with the yellow. Here. So like I told you guys before, I started doing this in 2020. I actually started on a single needle machine in 2019. And once I got laid off, I decided to teach myself how to digitize, how to do this. And I'm going over just a tad. Let me go back over too far. Didn't mean to go over that far. When you have curves on the Windows version of this software, you just right click to do the curves, and then you hit the left click to do the triangles, which is a square. right, a point. I'm sorry, not a square. But when you have curves like this, you want to hit right click and then you hit enter to close your color. And then I'm going to go up to this next one and do the same thing. So essentially you're just tracing out the design. And before, when I first started, it seemed like this is probably the hardest software ever to use. But because if you're familiar with Photoshop, you shouldn't have any problem using this software because it's kind of just like using Photoshop. You have to practice using the Bezier, which is kind of like what I'm using right now. So point and click. And it's not hard, just practice. The more you do it, the better you become. So like if I were you and I was starting out using DesignShop, I would just go online, get different logos offline or draw on paper and scan it in and just practice doing circles, squares, different designs that are not as difficult so that your hand and eye coordination will get more sufficient, because really this is a hand-eye coordination. I never really thought about it like that, but it is. So right here you see, let me zoom in. See how that went up too high? So what I'm going to do is go back to my design. I'm going to take the Bezier handles and just straighten this out a little bit. Okay. And then I'm going to show you how to set up. So here, let me go back for a second. So if you see now, I haven't turned these over yet. I just leave them at 3.8 now. So this one down here, see what direction it's going in right now. So I kind of want this to go same direction as the blue. So you see what I mean when I say you look at it close up, you'll see where it's overlapping the blue stitch right there. Okay. And then the white will go a little over the yellow to get there. So now let's go check out this one, change this one over, change this one to stitches, and also show you something else. So right now, if you look at your underlay, it's doing a zigzag stitch. And the edge walk is set to 10. So when I change the edge walk, which is this line right here, I'm going to change it to, let's change it to, probably be super close to each other. So it gets closer. But I like my edge walk to be on the edge. So I usually change this to about a 4. So that it edge walks around. It does the zigzag stitch. So let's run through it so you can see what's happening with this design. Turn it on so you can see. So like you can actually watch it stitching out with this tool, which I also love. Start it here. End it over here. I want to see something. So we need to bring this up because this actually the side. I'm going to change the direction of the stitches. Alright, now let's change this a bit. You can just add as many directional stitches as you need, right? So now I want you to see the change that I made. Change this one to the underlay. It just has an edge walk on this one, so I want to change this to 4. And I want you to watch it stitch out it. We're gonna watch it stitch out. I'm gonna do it slow. Okay. So then when you have your start end up here, we'll watch this one stitch out. And I'm just dragging this, I'm not letting it go as fast as it could go. So you start in with your underlay stitch, you have your, it's doing a zigzag. You can also do a fill stitch with a border of 4 or 3. And then your density can 2. Let's change this to 8. It's not far enough apart though. That's because it's just not a lot to stitch out there, so we ain't gonna worry about that too much. Try to do the edge walk first. And you can do a zigzag. So let's see how this looks. Zigzag is not that good either in this one. Let's see. There you go. Okay, see that? Alright, so now let's move on to our next yellow area, gold area. Let's turn all these off. And let's go ahead and add our next section. Oh. To close that one. Address this movement here. Got that one taken care of. I usually do about a 3.2. Here, add another here. And that should be good. Let's check a look. Yep. Alright. So then you can change the density on all of them together. 3.2, hit apply. That'll change all of them. So let's move on down to this next section. Let's turn this back on. And let's begin. Just a lot of practice and patience. And taking a popcorn break. Since this is live, there's no speeding up, and I didn't add music or anything to this live stream because YouTube really funny about that. So a lot of times if I just record this, I might put it to music and speed it up, but since I'm doing it live, we have no music, just my munching and working, clicking and munching. All right, so let's move this down just a little bit. All right, so now we have 2 more yellow sections, and then we have the white section to finish. All right, so here we go. Remember, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or whatever, you can type it in the comment section or wait till I'm done. If you're re-watching this, you can, again, this was a requested video to show how I make the patch, so I'm going to try to do this all the way through since I'm on the right computer now. And I'll go ahead and stitch it out, show you how I put it in the hoop. And I'll try to do the entire process. I can't do everything on this live. I'll have to get off and then like come back once I finish sending it to the software to stitch out, because you won't be able to see it because there's no camera. And I guess I could, I don't know if you can midway turn the camera on. I could just turn it around, but that seems like a lot of work. I don't do it. Apply, underline, let's change to, all right, so now we will have to do the directions too. So none of these I did not, well, these last 2 I didn't change the direction of the stitches, so I try to do it as I go. Sometimes it just don't go that way. And like I said before, I'm just so used to working and talking. Gotta get used to teaching as I talk. Not hard to do. It's just new. All right, so we're almost done with the gold sections. Let me zoom back in. Remember, you can always start where you feel comfortable starting. For me, I'm just left to right on most logos when I'm doing them. I don't know why, that's just how I work. And I'm very sorry if this movement is kind of a little jarring for your eyeballs. Yeah, learning how to digitize yourself will save you so much time and money. Although I don't think people really charge that much to digitize these days. Unless you want them to do like a super difficult patch. But for the most part, I don't think getting someone to digitize is very expensive. Oh yeah, I've never done it, so I can't really say how much it costs at all. Enter to end that one. Alright, so it looks like we have all of our yellow sections set up. Let's make sure they're all 3.2. Looks like they're all there. Everything is there. So the yellow will be first because it's under there. And so next, oh, I forgot to change the direction. This. Always get in the habit of making sure your stitches are going in similar direction. So now we can turn all that off, and now we're going to do the white. Like I told you before, it's not a hard task to learn. It's just very, 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 very time consuming. And you can do it. You really can learn how to do this as long as you have some patience and you practice. When I first started, I was doing logos and I had no idea what I was doing, but I just faked it till I made it. And that's just the truth. I'm trying to go back now to find like all of my very first logos that I made. Cause they was looking crazy. I mean, they didn't look bad, but they could have looked better. I put it like that. That could have looked better. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now we're gonna work on this S for Southern. Start now. Here, let me zoom. There's also a capability in the system to automatically, set this up. But a lot of times I don't like using that. I like to just do it myself because I feel like I have more control over the points, more so than using that software that's built into DesignShop. I guess to do a curve, but it just seems like you have more control. A lot of times if I have small letters, I'll go out and try to find letters that match the font. There's hundreds of fonts in this software, so a lot of times I don't even have to redo the font unless somebody has like a specialty design. So, know why Amazon is talking, because I'm not even in there. Just gonna keep going. Thanks for watching. Just keep on going around. All the way to sub. This is for you or not. Always know you can go back and make adjustments in the end, just in case you overshot the mark, missed the point, want to delete points, because a lot of times you don't need points as you put on it. But me, sometimes I use a lot, sometimes I don't. It just depends on the design. But now that I know how to use this software, I probably can record videos without talking and just go through the process on some of the designs that I work on. Yep. Now we can. There's a net one. almost there. The reason why I'm going on the angle is because, you know, the S. You want it to try to go around. And the same with this one here. So it's following the flow of the pattern itself. Let's turn all the layers on so you can kind of get a look at everything. Look at the original. So you can see right here where the white is underneath. So let's just act like we're gonna put this. We don't want it. Well, I guess we could do it on top of the blue because it's already cut out. We could do it like this, but we wanna. And the yellow is underneath, so we could put the white on top. Let's check it out. The yellow is kind of hidden there, so let's see if we move the yellow on top of the blue like that. That's a little bit better. Okay. Why this looks like it's super white, but it don't look super white to me. Like yellow white. It's like gray or something. Snow white. Let's try snow. Why did I pick it? White is another white. Yeah, natural white is better. Okay. So this is what we have so far. So we're gonna go ahead and finish up this last little section here. And I'm gonna zoom in again. Since it's on a curve, I'll probably start like right here on this point. So something I usually add at the end is a border. I usually add a border around my patches just so I'm not cutting into the actual logo. So I'll do that at the end, and it'll be the light blue color, and I'll just do that with the border tool or the outline tool. I guess that's what it's called. I call it a border tool. I think it's called outline. Water. There you go. So let's zoom in and fix this little section at the top. concentrating. Sorry for the not talking. All right. So let's take a look after we change this into stitches. So it's not going to show me anything because the other two items are already set up. There we go. So now let's change the direction of the stitches here. Let's change the direction. Stitches. So now we can turn everything on. So have we finished digitizing the logo. Now what we need to do next is put the border on. So I'm going to use this. It's a column stitch. Sorry about that. It's a column stitch, or you can use single line. So let's use single line. And we'll start right over here on the left side. And what I usually do is go right on top of this. And then we're going to adjust the size when I'm finished. Sometimes I do it on the outside, sometimes I do it inside, but today we're going to do it on top, actual patch. Because this allows me to cut it away from the fabric once I'm finished stitching it out. And then we have to apply the adhesive on the back, clean it up, and go through the whole other process. So that process I'll do together, like actually creating the patch after I'm done. I've done some videos like that before. I remove them sometimes. And set out. And it didn't go to the end. Just go to the end. Okay. So now we need to change this to the light blue. You see how it's on top? Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. So I think what we're going to do is put this first. And then we're going to make it thicker. Let's change this to 3.5 is good. And the single line, this is the thickness, so check this out. So see where it's sitting now, it's on the outside. If you change this to left, watch what happens. It goes out, right? So since it went out, it's bigger. So we could probably change this to maybe 15. And the size will be different. Or you can change it to right, and it'll go inside. Or you can do custom, and it'll be 50-50. So you can drag this up, and it'll move to the right, or it'll move out to the left. See that? So custom comes in pretty handy a lot of times, and if you don't want this to be like super long like that, drag it in. But it's not. And you have it. So we've actually completed the digitizing of this particular logo. See some. Let me see something. Do I want that to be? Let me look at this custom. Let me try. Let me try 20. I want it to be as far away from the edge as possible. Come into this section right here. Let me see what's going on right here. Something going on. Alright, so sorry for the silence, but I'm concentrating. Okay, so it looks like we like this. We like it. We like what's happening here. So now I need to find the actual thread colors that I want to use. And then we can go ahead and send this to the machine. I think I have the yellow and the white already there, so I find the blue of my choice. I'm gonna go with this light blue. I don't think it's really teal. It looks like more of a light blue. The original logo looks light blue, like a baby blue. Baby blue. Not green. Oh, baby blue. I want it to look teal and yellow. Blue and yellow. Let's go with this one color. I got the color. Alright. I have so many thread colors that it's crazy. So let me go ahead and set this up. And sorry for the noise in the background. Turning on the machine. Switching off the thread colors. But so far, do you guys have any questions about it? About the process? Or no? I think a lot of people, somebody asked me to do this, and maybe she's just not aware. So if you want to see me when I go live, you might want to turn on your notifications so that it notifies you when I go live. When I go live with it, I do have some logos to do. I think I won't go live all the time. I probably will just record and upload with me talking over the video and then playing music that way. So it's not annoying. I don't know. Some people don't like listening to people talk. I can sometimes, but not all the time. Yeah. So I'm setting it up to go to the embroidery machine now. If you have any questions, just let me know. So I'm going to go to File. First, let me save this. Let's save it. And we're saving this as And see, I say mine's an OFM. That's the extension that I use. And then we're going to go send it to our embroidery machine. So let me get the material set up over here. And I probably will end this video here after I show you the settings when I send it to the machine. And then I will record it stitching out and then the final parts where I put the actual, when I create the patch for you. Then you can kind of like see the entire process all the way through. So this will be part 1 of the video. I'll show you the next part shortly. I will show it to you shortly. Show it to you, show it to you. This is good. So then after this, I can just add this to my Etsy page because it's created. This will be for sale probably later tonight. So if you go to Southern or you know somebody that goes to Southern, let me know. I finished their patch. My goal today was to do a few of these, but I spent a long time trying to figure out how to use the software, so I couldn't do it. Alright, so now we're in the Melco embroidery machine software, and over here on this side you select the hoop that you're using. So I'm using my mighty hoop. The speed is 900 stitches per minute. And then we're going to pick our color sequence. So the colors that I'm using, which were brought over from DesignShop, are here. And then I'll just clear out what I have. Blue is going to be on number 13. The gold is on number 8. The white is on number 9. Okay? So in this case, we don't have any fancy thread we're using. So when I'm doing micro, what is the word I'm looking for? I don't use it on my mind. Micro Chanel. I use this fancy Burlama. I pick the color and then I click this, and my settings are already set up in here for Burlama, so I don't have to change anything. But today we're not using that. Puff is when you use the foam underneath, so you have 2mm, 3mm, and you would just change this, and then make sure this is the lower feed, which is underneath. What you wanted to do, feed adjustments here, but I never really change it. So we're not doing puff today. This is just straight embroidery. So I apply my changes, say okay. Everything's lined up, so I'll go ahead and do a practice stitch around just to make sure everything is side. That's our practice. I'll scoop this up a little bit. Well, no, it's cool. So I'll go ahead and stitch this out, and then I will come back with part 2 of this video. I'll show a little bit of it stitching out. I'll show me cutting it out, and then putting the adhesive on, and then packaging, and that's it. That's the whole process of digitizing a logo and then creating the patch itself from after it stitches out, if that makes sense. So just let me know if you have any questions. I hope this was helpful. If there's any particular questions you have, you can go ahead and drop them down in the comment section, and I can come back and do another video to discuss that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and end the video here, and I will get back with you guys shortly.